Dynamics 365 CRM Implementation, a 6-phase step-by-step guide. Hey, welcome. In this video, we're breaking down Dynamics 365 CRM Implementation, a 6-phase step-by-step guide. Let's get into it. Next up, let's talk about what is Dynamics 365 CRM and who needs implementation. Dynamics 365 is Microsoft's cloud-based suite of business applications covering sales, customer service, field service, finance, supply chain, and more. The CRM side refers primarily to the sales, customer service, and marketing apps, but most organizations implement multiple modules from day one. The platform sits inside the Microsoft ecosystem alongside Power Platform, Azure, and Microsoft 365, which means existing data and workflows connect without major rework. Dynamics 365 is not a single product. The suite includes. Most mid-size companies start with sales plus customer service plus finance. Healthcare organizations often add field service. Logistics companies typically combine supply chain management with finance. The right starting point depends on where your biggest process bottlenecks sit today. Let's talk about the 6 phases of a successful Dynamics 365 CRM implementation. Dynamics 365 implementation typically takes 3 to 18 months depending on modules, users, and customization complexity. That range is wide, and the variance almost always traces back to how rigorously each phase is executed. This phase is where most projects either set themselves up for success or plant the seeds of future delays. Activities include stakeholder interviews, process mapping workshops, a data audit, and an integration inventory. You need to know which systems Dynamics 365 will connect to before anyone writes a configuration spec. The output is a business requirements document and a high-level solution architecture. If your Dynamics 365 consulting services provider skips the BRD or produces something under 15 pages for a mid-size company, treat that as a warning sign. With requirements documented, the project team designs the Dynamics 365 architecture, which modules to deploy, security roles, data model customizations, integration mappings, and the data migration strategy. Your Dynamics 365 implementation partner produces a detailed design document and project plan with milestones. The design phase runs 2 to 6 weeks depending on integration count and whether custom entities are required. The key decision here: where to use out-of-the-box configuration versus where to apply code-level Dynamics 365 customization. Let's talk about now, Dynamics 365 CRM implementation cost. What should you budget? The honest answer is that CRM implementation cost ranges from $25,000 to over $500,000 depending on scope. Most early estimates are either padded by the vendor or too low before scope creep arrives. For a detailed breakdown based on actual project data, our post on Dynamics 365 implementation costs and realistic timelines covers specifics by industry and module combination. 5 variables move the needle most on CRM implementation cost. These figures cover implementation services only. Microsoft Dynamics 365 licensing is separate and typically runs $65 to $210 per user per month depending on your module combination. Next up, moving on to Dynamics 365 customization, making it work for your industry. Out of the box, Dynamics 365 covers roughly 70% of what most companies need. The remaining 30% is where Dynamics 365 customization decisions carry real weight, and those decisions have long-term cost implications. Many organizations over-customize in Phase 3, turning a 6-month project into a 12-month one. The rule: configure first, customize last, and avoid code-level customization when a no-code workaround exists that doesn't compromise the business process. No-code configuration options include custom fields and entities in Dataverse, business rules, automated Power Automate workflows, custom dashboards, and business process flows with stage gating. The Power Platform governance framework your IT team establishes around Dynamics 365 determines how sustainable the customization layer becomes over the next 3 to 5 years. Code-level Dynamics 365 customization makes sense for real-time server-side logic Power Automate can't handle, complex pricing engines or multi-level approval hierarchies, or industry-specific compliance audit logging. For Dynamics 365 for small business deployments specifically, staying in the configuration zone is almost always the right call. Code-level customizations add maintenance costs that smaller internal teams typically can't absorb without ongoing partner support. Now, next up, choosing your Dynamics 365 implementation partner. Choosing the wrong Dynamics 365 implementation partner is the fastest way to derail a project. Microsoft's partner ecosystem has thousands of certified resellers, but the quality gap between a top-tier firm and an average one shows up most clearly during UAT and go-live. Q Services is a Microsoft certified solutions partner for Dynamics 365 with 500+ projects delivered since 2014, but don't rely on claims alone. A credible Dynamics 365 implementation partner should have. Ask shortlisted partners for the certification count of the team members assigned to your specific project, not the firm's total headcount. For a broader evaluation framework, these 10 questions for evaluating a Microsoft consulting partner apply directly to Dynamics 365 partner selection. Let's talk about now, Dynamics 365 integration services and migration planning. Most Dynamics 365 deployments replace or sit alongside existing systems, which means Dynamics 365 integration services and migration planning carry as much risk as the implementation itself. Getting this wrong creates data quality problems that take months to untangle after go-live. Common integrations by industry. For companies moving off Salesforce, Dynamics 365 migration services cover data extraction, field mapping, pick list normalization, relationship preservation, and historical record import. The average Salesforce to D365 migration for a mid-size company takes 4 to 8 weeks of dedicated data work, separate from the broader implementation timeline. Next up, let's talk about Dynamics 365 versus Salesforce. Which platform wins in 2026? The Dynamics 365 versus Salesforce question comes up in almost every evaluation. Salesforce wins on third-party app marketplace depth and non-Microsoft ecosystem integrations. Dynamics 365 wins on Microsoft 365/Teams Azure integration, total cost of ownership for Microsoft-heavy organizations, and the breadth of the business applications suite covering both CRM and ERP in a single platform. Our detailed Dynamics 365 versus Salesforce comparison for 2026 covers the full analysis. The short version: if your company runs on Azure, uses Microsoft 365, and wants ERP plus CRM on the same platform, Dynamics 365 is the stronger long-term choice. One practical note: switching from Salesforce mid-contract has real costs, including a 2 to 3 month parallel run period that needs to be factored into your Dynamics 365 migration services timeline. Now, moving on to conclusion. A successful Dynamics 365 CRM implementation depends less on the technology itself and more on the rigor you bring to each phase. Discovery that skips key stakeholders, customization that ignores upgrade risk, and go-live without a hypercare plan all produce the same outcome: a project that technically launches but fails to deliver the adoption and ROI the business expected. The 6 phases covered here give you a repeatable framework whether you're deploying sales and service for a 50-person team or rolling out D365 finance and operations for a 400-person enterprise. Pair that with a realistic CRM implementation cost model and a qualified Dynamics 365 implementation partner, and the project has every condition it needs to succeed. Q Services is a Microsoft certified solutions partner for Dynamics 365 with 500+ projects delivered since 2014. Contact our team for a candid scoping conversation.